Looks all right. Eye opening. Good, how are you?
Good to see you again. You want to take a dinner, guys?
Chris? Alan. Oh, Alan. Mike Sullivan. How are you?
Pleasure to see you.
Yeah, good to see you.
Oh, yeah.
You're welcome.
Far away.
She's told me to pull all the way up.
It is.
I stole my son's school one.
Yes. Look at
I just think like oh yeah, yeah. My brother.
No, my son's
Good morning, we're about ready to get started. If everyone would like to take a seat. Good morning and welcome to the Village of Newark on this beautiful fall morning. I'm Jonathan Taylor, the mayor in the Village of Newark. And I'd like to recognize some of our esteemed guests that are with us here today. Lieutenant Governor Kathy Hochul, New York State's Canal Corporation Director and former Mayor of Schenectady, Brian Stratton, Andy Beers, Director of the Empire State Trail Project, New York State Senator Pam Helming, the New York State Assemblyman Menkelow. Also with us today, the Wayne County Board of Supervisors Chairman Ken Miller. And Town Supervisor Chuck Berkey. We have board member Richmond Lakin is here too. Our Director of Economic Development and Planning in Wayne County, Brian Pincelli, has joined us. And my fellow host, Village Trustee Rebecca Vermeulen, Bob Bendix, Steve Blodgett, and Al Schober. Thank you for all of you that come today under these unique circumstances to celebrate the opening of the Village's Canalway Trail, a project that highlights local environmental and community resource that through the investment of the state and local leadership is being rediscovered, the New York State Canal. This project involved bringing a vision to reality, creating a focal point, safe trails, and a way to enjoy the natural environment surrounding us here, all while protecting the waterfront. Engineered for safety and conservation and designed for beauty, our new trail will be a local treasure to be enjoyed by our community for many years to come. Special thanks to the team of some of the most dedicated and talented staff and members whose skills and hard work make the Village and Newark a beautiful community. One that I'm certainly proud to call home and where I feel privileged to serve as mayor. Please allow me to introduce my team. Mark Peak, Economic Development Facilitator, Steve Morowski, Clerk Treasurer, Bob Hutterman, Superintendent of Public Works, Doug Townsend, DPW Supervisor, our village team who's behind us here today from the Department of Works, and Dan Pullen, the Highway Superintendent for the town of Arcadia, and his team. The Village and Town Crews, this was a great collaborative community project. The Village and Town Crews did everything that you see here today. All the construction on the canal, and we're really proud of the work that they've done for us. In addition, the team from MRB that helped us with this project, and Sean Bray, who was the engineer on the project. Today is a celebration of partnership and the power of collaboration. The Erie Canal was fueled economic growth in Newark since its original construction 200 years ago. That investment, $7 million at the time, is still paying off today. The Village is once harnessing the economic power of the canal to support our plans for growth and development in downtown Newark and beyond. The Village and State have been tremendous partners in the revitalization of downtown Newark and the Canal Development District. Our partnership most recently exhibited in the transformation of Main Street in the Village, with streetscape construction funding supported by the Department of Transportation. Our local state government investment hasn't gone unnoticed by private investors. Major employers in the region are investing in Newark, creating hundreds of jobs and fostering the next generation of downtown residents and customers. The investment of the New York Canal Corporation dollars has resulted in the extension of the trail side that showcases the natural beauty of the Erie Canal, connecting downtown Newark with an amazing natural backdrop, and demonstrating Newark's diversity of place, a strong community center surrounded by nature. New York State and the Canal Corporation's strategic vision, Reimagine the Canals, has inspired our community to activate additional investments along the precious canal frontage. Through this signature initiative of the Governor Cuomo, and under Executive Director Stanton's leadership, canal communities are now envisioning a new era of opportunity along the Erie. Thank you to the Canal Corporation and the State of New York for sharing our vision, our belief in our community, the community's potential, and investing in the future of Newark. Please allow me to introduce our first distinguished speaker, who made special arrangements to be here today, Lieutenant Governor Kathy Hochul.
Well, thank you, Mayor, and I thank everyone who adjusted their schedules to get up early today. Of course, I probably got up earlier than all of you. I started in Buffalo, but I wanted to make sure I could be here for this celebration on my way to Albany, and then I hit Syracuse by later tonight, so I've got a little bit of a route to go yet. But yeah, I really, truly wanted to be here because this is a celebration of a spectacular community that I believe has certainly a glorious past, a great history that I had a chance to learn as I traveled through here just recently. But also, I believe that Newark is poised for an amazing future. And Mayor, the investments that you've capitalized on and worked with our teams in the state to just re-energize and give people a sense of pride surrounding not just the great legacy of the Erie Canal in our midst right behind us, but also the great outdoors, a trail like this that connects people and communities and gives you that sense of, wow, this is a spectacular place to live. But what I witnessed in the downtown, sneaking into Parker's for lunch and dinner and staying overnight and exploring, some say there were sightings of the local brewery. I'm not sure I'm going to confirm or deny that. But I had a chance to really just see what a fascinating downtown you have. You know, the older buildings that remind you of the past, but the newer buildings that speak of a great future. So to the mayor, I congratulate you on having the vision to, you know, during your tenure here to help make these come forward and come to fruition. And I'm a former town official for 14 years, so I always have to give credit to my town supervisors as well, to the supervisor and all the members of the council and the village trustees, and also the team behind me. You did an incredible job, and I used to work very closely with my highway department and our public works, and the work that you did here is something I hope all of you are proud of when you bring your own families here to recreate on this beautiful trail. And this is part of a larger vision. And you know, the governor, you just never cease to amaze me that his capacity for vision and to dream big is always just astounding. And we are beneficiaries of that. And when the governor said, why aren't we connecting 750 miles of trail in the state of New York, starting in New York City, up to Albany, make a hard left and work your way over to Buffalo, that was almost as crazy as Dwight Clinton 200 years ago saying, let's dig a ditch 400 miles. But I love working with a governor who finds the talent to get this done, and certainly working with Andy Beers, who you'll hear from shortly. Andy, we're wrapping up on this now, right? Okay, just a couple more miles, right? And I will challenge Brian Stratton to a bike ride, the entire length of it, maybe over our lifetime. We won't say we're going to do it all in 1 year, but you know, just great people, and also our partners at the state level. Senator Pan Helming and I, we've developed a close relationship. We see each other in hotels, and her husband Gary's there usually, right? They work out a lot. I want you to know this. They're always working out when I see them late at night. So, you know, she's not sitting there just socializing. She's working out. So I really have an appreciation for what she does, representing a large geographic area, but with a lot of heart and passion. And so I want to just thank her for her friendship and continued service in our state. And also our Assemblyman Menkelow, I thank him. I've seen him in many other events as well. And you are just, you know, doing a great job making sure that people feel that they have a voice in Albany, and I thank you for that. I never take anyone or anything for granted. But this is 1.6 miles of trail. It's part of the larger vision to bring more people here. I'm a firm believer of the idea of a staycation, particularly during a pandemic. I have been saying New York for New Yorkers. I was just in New York City a couple days ago. I was at a beautiful botanical garden in the Bronx. You would not believe how stunning this park is, and there's a river that goes through it and a beautiful zoo. And I said, when I'm upstate, I'm going to talk about vacations downstate, because there are no lines. There's no hassle to be able to go to the Statue of Liberty or to take a great vacation and celebrate the other part of our state. But you better believe when I'm down there, I'm bragging about upstate. I'm saying, okay, have you made a trip up to the Erie Canal? Have you taken a tour along one of the communities there? And they're just oozing with history and the great past. And places like Newark are wonderful places to come to. And just start relaxing with your families and understanding that one of the benefits of perhaps living during a pandemic, and there's been a lot of negativity and a lot of people have suffered and they're still suffering. But I think this has had to give us a chance to get reacquainted, first of all, with our families, to get connected in a way where people aren't just doing their own thing and they're living their own lives. I see so many kids out on bicycles with their families on trails like this, but also get reconnected with nature. Nature has given us sort of the balm that we need to soothe a lot of raw nerves through all of this. And so what you offer here today and what we're celebrating today is something that I believe this community, this state needs now more than ever before, and it is more appreciated perhaps than ever before as a place for families to connect and to just spend more time together, because we don't know, we hope this does not last much longer, but people always look back at that year of 2020. Yes, it was a global pandemic. Yes, it hit New York State harder than any state in the nation, but because people in this state were smart, the people were here wearing masks, the people social distancing, that we have an infection rate that is less than 1%. That's extraordinary. We're going to keep it going, and we are going to be able to reopen with a sense of purpose as we build back better, and celebrating this canal and this trailway is an important part of that. And the greatest steward of this canal, probably in the 200-year history, is Brian Stratton. He loves every inch of it, every ounce of water behind us, and he finds every opportunity to just take it to the next level. And that's what I so admire about him. We're almost, I think it's weekly, we are at an event together celebrating some aspect of this canal and how it really became not just a way to connect people through the water, but it was a way to connect ideas. And that's why Seneca Falls is an important part of it. We brought people from all over to celebrate and talk about the rights of women back then, and so many other forces, abolitionists. They traveled along the canal, they gathered in central New York. The Native American activists. I mean, there's a lot of movements that all started in this. People, how do they get up there? Well, the Erie Canal was the connector. So it's also part of our history, not just the commerce, but also being the seminal place for many of the ideas that changed the nation. So I'm very proud of it, and I'm very proud to introduce the man, the canal man, the man who makes it all happen and is a great partner of ours, our director, Brian Stratton. He always wants me to wear my canal swag, so I do. I've got my canal mask, I got my canal sweater on.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor Kathy Hochul, for that warm welcome. It's always a very special pleasure to have you with us here on the canal, and your warmth, especially on a morning like this, a little bit crisp, early morning, is certainly welcome along the Erie Canal. But that's okay, because we all know that very soon we'll be scraping windshields and we'll be shoveling snow and doing all those things, but don't let me put a downer on this great morning. So good morning, everyone, and welcome Mayor Taylor, Supervisor Berkey, Senator Pam Helming, Assemblyman Menkelow, and of course my very good friend and colleague, Andy Beers, the director of the Empire State Trail. On behalf of the Canal Corporation and our parent organization, the New York Power Authority, it is a pleasure to be joining with you all this morning to open the newest section of the Erie Canalway Trail, which will be part of the Empire State Trail. Today's announcement marks the completion of a $150,000 Canalway grant awarded in 2018 to the Village of Newark and made through Governor Cuomo's Regional Economic Development Councils and the Consolidated Funding Application, or CFA. Through the regional councils, which are chaired by the Lieutenant Governor, and through the annual CFA solicitation, the Canalway Grant Program gives priority to projects that align with the Governor's 750-mile Empire State Trail initiative, which is scheduled for completion by the end of this year. And more on that very soon from Andy Beers. We know that this reconstructed 1.6-mile section of Erie Canalway Trail, with its improved amenities, will greatly enhance the trail users' experience here in Newark and in Wayne County. And we know that it will help draw visitors to the canal system, boosting economic growth and improving the quality of life for its users and our residents. And it's exciting that this new beautiful trail section is opening today during the first official week of autumn. And the timing couldn't be better because Bicycling Magazine, which is one of my favorite publications, has just named the Erie Canalway Trail as one of the nation's 11 great rides to see fall foliage across the United States. Just think, you don't have to go to New England, you don't have to go to Vermont, you can stay right here close to home and take in the amazing scenery in Wayne County and in New York State and ride the Erie Canalway Trail. It was just about a year ago that I was here in Newark for another CFA ribbon cutting project along the Erie Canal. That one was Erie Shore Landing, one of the great local projects sponsored by our friends at the Art of Wayne County. Now, Erie Shore Landing features a fabulous ice cream shop. And if you're like me, you know that bikes and ice cream absolutely have to go together. So it's hard to do one without having the other. If you ever cycle on the entire Erie Canalway Trail, take stock of all the marvelous ice cream shops. These are just two examples of how the village of Newark and the town of Arcadia are recognizing the value of the Erie Canal and the Erie Canalway Trail and leveraging it as a local and regional asset. So my congratulations again to you, Mayor, and to Supervisor Berkey for your hard and the hard-working employees of our village and town to do the canal boat, and the town of Arcadia for completing this great project. We're all very proud to celebrate with you today, and it just may even call for having some ice cream. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
At this time, I'd like to invite our Senator Pam Helming. She's been a huge supporter of our community and her district, and we really appreciate all of her efforts.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Good morning.
It's so wonderful to be here. We couldn't have asked for a better day. It's absolutely beautiful. And Jonathan, I have to say, it's always so exciting to come to Newark. Every time I do, to see you, to see Supervisor Berkey, it's just, there's positive things that are always happening in this community. It's so exciting for the community. It's so exciting, as the Lieutenant Governor said, for us to see you take whatever resources are provided to the community and leverage those, turn them into really, really tremendous assets for this community. So I congratulate you today. I also want to say thank you to Brian Stratton. Again, the last time you were here, you were celebrating a tremendous accomplishment at Erie Landing. To the Lieutenant Governor, I love listening to her speak because she speaks with passion, conviction, and she truly speaks from the heart. When she's talking about how amazing this Erie Canal Trail is and the vision for it, she's behind so much of that. And she's a person who lives it, who does it. She recently traveled hundreds of miles on the Erie Canal through so many locks, enjoyed bike riding on the canal pathways, etc. So when she talks about how great it is, it's because of her personal experience. She's so invested in the state, and we truly appreciate that. Thank you. Andy, thank you so much for your tremendous work to get the trail built. I can tell you that I have had the opportunity to bike several pieces of the trail, including this right here with my husband. It's absolutely beautiful. I cannot wait until the entire connection is made. I'm not going to put out a challenge like the Lieutenant Governor did to bike the whole thing, but it's absolutely beautiful. It adds so much value to our communities, to our families and individuals who are looking for opportunities to get out there and recreate. Thank you so much. So again, congratulations to Mayor Taylor, the village staff, the Board of Trustees. I also want to thank MRV Group for all of your work. The completion of this beautiful improvements to the trail, which benefit the residents and users and further enhance the downtown business district. Over the past few years, it's been absolutely incredible to watch the transformation that's occurring in the village. Whether it's the improvements to the infrastructure, the new lighting, the roadways, whether it's along the canal side, Newark just continues to become an even more vibrant and attractive destination in our region and in our state. And I want to give kudos to Ken Miller, Chairman of the Wayne County Board of Supervisors, and to all the Board of Supervisors too for the county support that you provide to the village and the town. So thank you for that. As we celebrate the bicentennial period of New York's historic Erie Canal, we're reminded of the significant impact of the canal system on our economic vitality and quality of life. I've heard Mayor Taylor say in the past that the Erie Canal is the heart of our community. And this project is just one example of how Newark is continuing to leverage this important asset to expand business development, tourism, and recreational opportunities in the village. The other thing that I found very heartwarming and inspiring too is all of these projects that are happening along the canal too, the mayor, the county has done a tremendous job in reaching out to the community and involving the community in the completion of these projects. Whether it's painting murals, whether it's helping with cleanup projects, whatever it is, the community is invested and appreciative of your efforts. I'm proud to have worked with you on the critical infrastructure investments needed to facilitate this growth, including the upgrades to the wastewater treatment plant. I'm not going to go into it, but so many of you know how I love wastewater treatment plants and water treatment plants, and they're my pet projects. Like the Lieutenant Governor, I started out in local government and realized the significant importance of making sure that we have good infrastructure. So I appreciate the opportunity to help out with that. Again, it's just so exciting to watch this transformation continue, and Mayor, I look forward to many more of these exciting celebrations to come. I did bring a New York State Senate citation recognizing the village of Newark. Mayor, if I may present that to you. Again, congratulations to you and to the village. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Helming, for those kind words. And next, I'd like to invite Assemblyman Menkelow to the podium. He's been a longtime resident of Wayne County, friend to all of us, known well, and is doing a great job for us in Albany. We appreciate all his efforts.
Thank you, Mayor, and good morning, everyone. And again, I'd like to say thank you to everyone that's here this morning for the work that's been done here. All of us being involved in this county, the workers behind us that make this all happen. Sometimes we take things for granted, but they are the backbone of who we are. And I just want to thank them especially for the work done here. So yesterday I had the unique opportunity to be in the Catskills. We brought up about a dozen assembly members and 2 senators out of the New York City area. And they were just awed at the Catskills, how it was laid out, and how everything was going on there. We took them to many farms, we took them to a slaughterhouse, we took them to many different destinations to let them see what that part of New York State's like. And on the way up this morning from the Catskills on my way back home, I was thinking about what we were doing here, and I've got this idea in this thought that we are going to bring some of those members from the city up to this beautiful area. As the Lieutenant Governor just said, we were always talking about downstate or upstate. We're going to bring them here. We're going to bring them on the canal, and we're going to make Newark part of this, one of the stops on the destination as we bring them up here. We are so fortunate for what we have here, and we'll try to do this around the same time of year. Maybe the leaves will be changing, and let them see what upstate New York's about. Let them see what our small communities are about, and let them understand that we need growth in this area as well as downstate. And when we spoke last night in dinner, some of the members do realize that look at the one size can't fit all glove. The one size glove cannot fit all. And I was really excited to hear that from one of the members from downstate. So we're going to continue to build on those relationships. We're going to continue to engage those members throughout the state to look at our area as well, and especially here in Newark, especially here in Wayne County, and my district and all of us. We all work hard. We need to grow all of New York, and this is a prime example of what we can do, and we just need to get them to come up here and be excited about upstate New York, not always looking at us as the odd child. So that's my goal in the future, to move forward. We want to, again, thank the mayor for doing this, thank everyone for coming this morning, and it's just a great opportunity, a great job well done, and maybe I'll bike it someday, so thank you all.
And somewhat the man of the hour, it appears, is the timeline for completing the trail is nearing. Andy Beers.
Thank you, and it's a pleasure to be here this morning. My name is Andy Beers. I work for New York State in Albany. I'm the director of the Empire State Trail. I'm just going to give a little more perspective about the trail. Governor Cuomo and Lieutenant Governor Hochul announced the trail in 2017, and when complete in December, it will be a 750-mile bicycling and walking trail connecting communities across the state. It has 3 legs. The Erie Canalway Trail from Buffalo to just north of Albany, where that ends in Waterford, in New York. The Erie Canal has been an effort underway for more than 25 years. It was 85% done. What we're doing through the Empire State Trail is finishing off, completing the trail, eliminating gaps to complete the entire 350-mile route. The second leg of the Empire State Trail runs north from the Capital District, from Waterford, along the Champlain Canalway Trail for 60 miles, and we're building new sections of Champlain Canalway Trail as part of the project. It ends at Whitehall, and then north of Whitehall through the Champlain Valley, the trail is a bicycle route all the way to the Canada border at Rouse's Point. And then south of Albany, the Empire State Trail follows a series of rail trails, some of which are existing, many of which are being newly constructed through the Hudson Valley, across the walkway over the Hudson to Poughkeepsie, and ultimately down the west side of Manhattan to the Battery at the tip of Manhattan. The project is supported by a $200 million appropriation that the governor proposed and the legislature approved in 2017. I'm pleased to announce that funding is supporting more than 60 construction projects across the state. Half of them are done. The other half are under construction. We have 101 days to complete the trail, and we will meet that deadline, but people are sprinting to achieve that across the state. The trail has a number of important goals, and sometimes we just sort of take them for granted, but I think it's worth, mentioning those. First and foremost, it's just promoting healthy outdoor recreation. This year has seen a surge in trail use due to the pandemic, quite frankly. Getting outside, these trails provide an opportunity to get out, to exercise in a socially distanced way, in small groups of people, in a healthy way. And it's proved to be not only an important physical health attribute, but also for people's well-being. The trail also is meant to help efforts to energize and stimulate and celebrate the communities through which it passes. Trails are an important amenity that lead people to come and stay and live and grow businesses and families across the state. And this trail is part of a sound economic development strategy for upstate New York. It also has a tourism-based economic development related strategy, part of bringing people, marketing the Empire State Trail as a world-class amenity to bring people to hike and walk and bicycle from not only across the state and the country, but also around the world. Several of our speakers have noted the distance of the trail. It's approximately 450 miles from where we stand to the southern end of the Empire State Trail, where it runs down the west side of Manhattan, past the World Trade Center site, directly past the Freedom Tower, and the trail ends at the Battery, where you look out onto the Statue of Liberty. It is a distance away, but it's fairly remarkable to think that from this point right here, you can get on your bicycle and just keep turning the pedals, and 450 miles later, you'll be standing there at the tip of Manhattan at another iconic part of New York State. Some of you may feel, well, that's interesting that I could ride my bike 450 miles from here to the tip of Manhattan, but you don't see yourself personally doing that. The trail won't really be ready for bicycling the entire route until next spring, so the good news is you have 6 months to get in shape. So get that old Schwinn out of the back of your garage, get it tuned up, get some rides in this year and next spring, and perhaps we'll all meet here in the spring of 2021. Those that are so motivated will start heading to New York City. Those are things that's a little daunting. Maybe you'll just do the ride to Buffalo from here and take it a little easier. So again, I want to close by just recognizing people say, oh, Andy Beers is doing a great job on the Empire State Trail. I'm not building an inch of the trail, right? I'm helping facilitate and support what is truly a partnership effort involving our state elected officials, involving many state agencies, Canal Corporation, New York State Parks, New York State Department of Transportation, a number of our transportation agencies like the Thruway Authority, the Bridge Authority, the New York State Bridge Authority, Metro North are all building new trail sections across the state. And then we have more than 24 local communities, counties, towns, villages, and cities that are doing their part to build projects like this, just this important connection to the 750-mile route. And it's really a true demonstration of, we hear a lot about partnerships, but what about how, in its best, government can work together at the state and local levels together to achieve something truly great and lasting important that is going to bring real benefits to local residents and the people in the state of New York. So I congratulate the village and the town and everyone and all the workers who did this project. It's a beautiful amenity. I have biked this section before. It was a beautiful amenity then, but it was a little rough, and now it is part of this world-class experience that we're going to bring people from across the world here to places like Newark to love and enjoy this trail and to learn about New York State, and while they're here to help invest in the communities that are here. So congratulations to everyone on completing this trail.
Thank you, Andy. And we certainly look forward to when events like Cycle the Erie are able to be held again. We really enjoy that event, and we have over 800 bicyclists who come through the village of Newark during that event and several others, so we look forward to those days again. This project, in closing, this project and the opening of the trail represents the next step in Newark's strategy of embracing the canal, but not the last. We continue to meet every day with developers and investors who are convinced downtown Newark and the Erie Canal is the place to invest. The Canal Corporation partnership will bear additional fruit in years to come. A special thank you to all of you who have joined us today. Please visit and often. And on behalf of the village board, staff, we will always welcome you to enjoy our amazing community and everything that it has to offer. So thank you all for attending. We're going to set up and have a ceremonial ribbon cutting here.
Don't run with those kind of.
Paul, where would you like?
Yeah.
Ken, where did Ken go? Is Ken, Brian, is Ken still there?
I think he had to leave.
He had to leave?
You want your little symbol? No, Ken.
I'll bring her back.
Recognize stop at Syracuse on the way and get some stuff on the food truck. Oh, absolutely.
How are you? Good to see you.
You want to take a picture of us? Senator, we're going to grab a picture of the board and the mayor and yourself. Where do you want to go? Yeah.